Habit stacking. I got introduced to the concept of habit stacking when I was reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. In his book, he goes into detail on how to use your current habits to build new ones. You see, as you grow from a baby into an adult, synaptic pruning occurs. When you take part in new activities, it trains your brain to create new neural pathways and eliminate extra synapses. With repetition, these pathways get stronger until the habit becomes the new norm. Habit stacking takes advantage of this fact. You see, you probably already have some very strong habits in place. As an example, you might always remember to make a cup of coffee in the morning or to have a bath each day. There must be thousands of things you do each day as part of your routine. This is how you can take advantage of your existing connections to build new habits. You simply add or stack your new behavior on top of a current habit that you already do each day. With habit stacking, you are pairing a new habit with a current habit. You aren't giving a new habit its own individual time or location. It becomes part of your existing routine. This technique was created by BJ Fogg, a behavior scientist, as part of his program called Tiny Habits. This is a super simple cue for your brain, and this is why habit stacking works so well, because your current behavior and habits are already built into your brain. You have behaviors and pathways that have had years to strengthen. By associating a new habit to a sequence that has already been constructed into your brain, you make it much easier for yourself to commit to the new habit. Once you have gotten to grips with this basic framework, you can start to build larger stacks by tethering together smaller habits, therefore allowing you to make the most of the natural rhythm or cycle of one habit, which then leads on to the next. James Clear states that the secret to creating a successful habit stack is selecting the right cue to kick things off. With habit stacking, the time and the location is already built in. It's up to you to choose the when and the where you choose to insert the new habit. It's important to consider when you will most likely be successful. As our previous example with coffee, if you make coffee every morning, it might be a good idea to keep your supplement or a book next to your coffee beans, if you plan on taking a supplement or reading as part of your new habit. But if you have children and have a chaotic morning, reading isn't really a good idea. It's also important to ensure that your cue has the same frequency as the habit you're trying to build. Meaning, if you're trying to start a habit which you want to do daily, stacking it with a habit that only happens on a Friday also isn't a good idea. It's about finding the cue or the habit that already exists as part of your routine and stacking a new habit so that it flows seamlessly into the patterns or cycles of your day. In conclusion, habit stacking is a simple strategy which involves creating or forming a new habit by tying it to an existing habit which is part of your routine. This strategy exploits the fact that when brain cells communicate with each other frequently, the connections between them strengthen, and over time they begin to transmit faster. Adding a habit to a pre-existing habit which already has strong neural pathways helps it to stick. I highly recommend reading James Clear's book Atomic Habits. It provides many useful nuggets of information. It explains habit stacking in much more detail, and it's written really, really well.